Hello everyone. My name is Danica Flores, and I will be presenting a critical analysis of the article Overgeneral Memory and Suppression of Trauma Memories in Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. The core focus of this article is to investigate the relationship between a cognitive trait called overgeneral memory, or OGM, and the ability to actively suppress trauma-related memories in individuals diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. The authors of this paper are Sabine Schonfeld from the University of Bielefeld, in Germany, Anke Ehlers and Ingar Bollinghaus from Institute of Psychiatry in London, UK, and Winfried Rief from the University of Marburg, in Germany. Essentially, the researchers tested whether the instruction to suppress memories would differentially affect the retrieval of specific autobiographical memories between groups of trauma survivors. The researchers employed an experimental design utilizing the autobiographical memory test, or AMT, a validated measure for assessing OGM. Participants were asked to complete the AMT under two crucial conditions: a control condition and a suppression condition, where they were explicitly instructed to suppress thoughts related to their assault trauma. To maintain rigor and control for order effects, the sequence of these instructions was counterbalanced across participants. They also used self-report measures like the thought control questionnaire to measure general thought control tendencies. The study included a total sample size of 42 participants, which included 17 individuals with a PTSD diagnosis, 13 individuals without PTSD, and 12 individuals with a probable PTSD diagnosis. A key strength is that all individuals were survivors of assault, which controls for confounding variables related to trauma type. The primary finding was a significant interaction. The instruction to suppress trauma memories uniquely affected the PTSD group. This suggests that active memory suppression exacerbated the memory impairment, OGM, specifically in the clinically distressed group. The authors concluded that the tendency to suppress traumatic content, a core symptom of PTSD, is mechanistically linked to the pattern of overly general memory retrieval. All primary variables they hypothesized to be related, such as OGM under both conditions and symptom severity, were statistically analyzed and reported. Strengths in this article include high credibility and affiliation. The article was published in the peer-reviewed journal Memory, and the authors are associated with high-reputation institutions, such as the Institute of Psychiatry, London, UK. This suggests high-quality research supervision. Methodological rigor. The use of the validated autobiographical memory test and the counterbalanced instructions effectively controlled for potential order effects, increasing the internal validity of the study. Transparency. In the discussion, the authors demonstrated a commitment to good scientific practice by acknowledging multiple weaknesses and limitations in their own study. Weaknesses in this article include outdated publication year. The article was published in 2007. This is a significant weakness because the field of PTSD and cognitive neuroscience has advanced since then, meaning the theoretical conclusions may not reflect the most current understanding of memory mechanisms. Lack of healthy control group and small sample size. The study lacked a crucial non-traumatized healthy control group, which makes it difficult to definitively attribute the memory effects solely to trauma or PTSD. Furthermore, the small overall sample size of 42 complicates the clarity and generalizability of the results. Confounding variables in measurement. The study did not measure or control for the level of acute anxiety or dissociation experienced by the PTSD group during the memory tasks. A spike in anxiety triggered by the suppression instruction could be an extraneous variable driving the observed results, rather than the memory pathology itself. Incomplete results reporting. Despite administering several assessments related to thought control, the authors failed to present the specific data, the means and standard deviations, for the thought control questionnaire, TCQ, scores for each group. This missing information weakens the context needed to fully understand how the groups generally differ in their tendency to use thought control. Ultimately, this paper serves as an important, albeit dated, foundational piece. It strongly suggests that interventions for PTSD should not just focus on what a patient remembers, but how they try to control those memories. Future research must expand on these findings using larger samples, contemporary methods like neuroimaging, and a full complement of control groups to provide a clearer, more mechanism-driven picture of the relationship between memory suppression and OGM in trauma survivors. Thank you for watching.